What's going on today, guys? So today we've got a I don't know. I don't know if I want to call this story funny or anyway, man, a transgender inmate, right, was in a women's prison and got two women pregnant. All right, let's run with it. Let's go.
The Factor Uncensored. Thanks for joining us tonight. We begin with a complicated issue in the New Jersey jail system. A transgender female inmate has been moved to a men's prison.
Let me start by saying too, man, New Jersey has some weird rules. So I'm not really surprised that this happened there. Like for example, they're one of the only states where a sex offender registry is all private. So you can't just look up, like I'm in Georgia, I can look up and see if there's predators around me. New Jersey actually keeps all this information very private. So you don't see their pictures updated and stuff like that year by year and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why they would do that, man, but it's Jersey.
After impregnating two other biological female inmates. We're talking about Demi Moore, or Demi Minor rather. Don't want to make that mistake. Demi Minor. She was born male, but she started her
Come on, man. All right, I ain't gonna make no jokes. Let's go. Let's run.
transition as a woman in 2020. Minor has been blogging about her experience in the men's facility. She says she suffered physical and psychological abuse despite her own actions of getting women pregnant in the female facility.
I just wanted you to see the environment. So they put five of us in here, and it's I'm just being patient right now. So it's difficult. It's frustrating. Um, I just wanted you to see what's going on.
Now,
What's crazy is like they gave this nigga a get out of jail free card, right? They gave this nigga a pass, man. They say, hey, we're gonna put you in a woman's facility, and all you gotta do is not get bitches pregnant. This is it. This is it. We're not asking too much of you. They gave him a pass. Now he's over there with the men, and he got titties and shit, and he's talking about he's suffering. I mean, bruh, they looked out for you. What more could they do? And you fucked it up. Now you got to deal with them consequences, man.
in New Jersey, you have the opportunity as an inmate to decide where you go if you identify as a female, even though he clearly looked like a male there. But that's in the Jersey prison system. Let's get to our guests from both sides of the fence who both agree no one with a penis should be housed with females behind bars. But then my guests split sharply and quickly after that. Take a look.
So I wonder, like, do you have to already have? Because he still has a dick, right? So that means, if I just went to New Jersey and robbed a bank, right? Could I just go, okay, I identify as a woman, put me in a woman's prison? Like, there has to be something more to it than that, right? That makes no sense. What's the line? What's the boundary? Where do we draw the line at for people just saying? Because what's to stop just anybody just going, nah, I identify as a woman, man. Throw me in a woman's jail.
Is there a danger in allowing people to decide their gender in the prison system when there is no paperwork or history to prove it? Your thoughts on that, Jamie?
My personal thoughts on this subject are if you have not gone through the entire gender reassignment surgery, I've never heard of people going to the prison of their choice. You know what I'm saying?
It happens in New Jersey, and that's the reality
Apparently
there.
it does. Apparently it does. But I am of the belief that if you still have a penis, then you belong in a men's prison, even if it's in a protected unit. But I don't feel like you belong in a female population where this sort of thing can and will happen.
Jamie, does this hurt your movement when people hear stories like this? Someone who says they are transgender female and then goes into a prison and get two females pregnant. Does that hurt the movement or those who are fighting for transgender rights around this country?
You know what? They just have to have their own prison, man. That's it. Because I don't even think that you should put a man who's done the surgery or whatever to be a chick. at his core is still a man. You're gonna have somebody who's gonna more than likely be, you know, bigger, stronger than the other females that he's around, even if he's had the surgery. And on the flip side of that, man, I think if a woman has had the surgery to be a dude, you're gonna have somebody that's probably gonna be, women are just naturally smaller and weaker, and just having that surgery doesn't change those biological factors. So you're gonna have somebody who is probably gonna be a much bigger target for abuse in the normal prison system. So I mean, I think the only way to do this, honestly, is to probably have either their own, unit within the prison. And I've seen somewhere there are actually some prisons that do have their own like units. Or if there's, I don't know how many transgender people are in prison, but I mean, if it hits a point where there's a high enough population, they should probably have their own, prison center at some point.
Oh, it absolutely does. It absolutely does, because it feeds into the fears that people already have where trans people are concerned. They already fear that females' safety.
I mean, I could still see the shadow from like where he shaved his beard. This is ridiculous, man. Come on now. Come on. We're going too far now. We can't just throw common sense out the window. You dig? I understand we want to try to include whatever, but we can't throw common sense out the window with the shit like this, man.
Is at risk if they're around a transgender woman, and so this situation just makes it look bad. It just does. There's no defending it.
And Tex, that's what we had here in the city of Houston a few years back when the bathroom ordinance came up. This is the type of thing you guys were concerned about as conservatives out there.
Absolutely. And I was very excited to be the tip of the spear on that and to do my part. Obviously, Berenice Parker came after me. She didn't like me standing up for the real women and children of our city. But that's what it took, was real men to stand up and be able to protect. Let me be crystal clear. What's happening right now is that the truth is advancing on the LGBTQ deception that was over our city here in Houston, all across Texas, and all across America, and all across the globe. There's no such thing as a trans anything. There's no transgenders. There's only two. There's no trans woman. There's only a woman. Only a man can get a woman pregnant, and only a woman can get pregnant. So all this
He sound like a preacher, don't he? Just the way he talks. There's no such thing. I'm telling you.
confusion has all come about because of the Democrats writing these crazy laws and these policies.
Goddamn,
And now,
goddamn Obama. Goddamn Obama, that black bastard.
it's all being exposed. And Yahuwah, which is the Hebrew name for God, he hates pride. And it says right there in Proverbs 11:2 that when pride comes, then comes disgrace. And so this is why this community is saying, oh, this isn't making us look good. Because the bottom line is this. There's only two genders. What is right, and what is wrong is wrong. And these people are evil, they're wicked, they're perverse, and this is what you get. You don't get anything good from it. So
You know what? I wouldn't take it that far, man. I don't think trans people are evil. They just fuck it. Here's my issue with trans people, though, right? I think if you want to classify yourself as a trans female or a trans male, go for it. No problem with that. The issue becomes that trans people want to go a step further and just say, I'm not a trans person. I'm just a female. I'm just a male. And that's where we got to draw the line at, because you're not. You're a man who had a surgery to become a female, but you can't then just say, I'm just a woman now, because you're not. And vice versa. If you're a woman who had a surgery to become a male, you can't just say, I'm just a man now. Me being a woman for all my life until this point no longer counts. That's crazy. That's where I think we got to draw the line at. But I mean, I think calling them evil and perverse, I mean, that's a step too far, man. I've seen some perverse shit between straight people, you dig? So I mean, listen, if that's how they want to live their life, fine. But they just want to take. It seems like they always want to take it a step too far, where they're not just a trans person. They're like, no, 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 we're now completely that gender. And that's where you have some of these people who feel like they shouldn't even tell their partners that they were born, you know, of the opposite sex, and they're at that point just tricking people. And I think you should go to jail for that personally. But let's go.
I just agree
Hey,
with you.
Tex, let's hear from Jamie really quick. Go ahead, Jamie.
I literally was in agreement about the fact that nobody with a penis should be in a woman's prison. I said
for you.
that. But
Good
to
for you.
turn around and to say that I don't exist,
You do
excuse
not.
me,
You're
I
a
have
man.
been existing
You
this way
are
for
a
38
man.
years.
One
And
second,
I'm
Tex.
not
You're a man. You
I'm
know
not
you're
a man, not in the
All
eyes of
of you
anyone.
Tex,
No,
Tex,
okay.
1 second. You can only hear one at a time. Hold on, Tex. Go ahead, Jamie.
If you find a part of me that's a man, you know what you can do with it. That's what I have to say about that, because there is no part of me left that was ever. I wasn't born a man. I was born an infant.
No, you're born a man. That's something that really can't be. That's just simple biology. There are male and female. We are different. Biologically. So that's not really an argument that makes a lot of sense. I get the argument they're trying to make. It's just an argument that doesn't make sense. Is the problem? It's the wrong argument.
And I grew into a girl who grew into a woman. And whether you like that or not, that's just the fact of the matter.
Okay. You've been deceived, and that's the fact of the matter. You are a man. And so this is the craziness that I'm talking about. We let these people out of the closet, and everything's getting crazy.
Let me
What
do
we all
anything.
need to do is when he
You know what, man? Tex, I think, is taking it a step too far too. He said we let these people out the closet. I mean, look, man, who gives a fuck what these people do? Like I said, though, there has to be a line drawn. But if these people want to walk around like that, I mean, who cares, right?
return everybody back to their closets, lock the door, and throw away the key. What do you think of that?
Could you be more prejudiced?
Oh
It
shit!
has nothing to do with that being prejudiced. It's called
Yes, it is.
being what is right, what is good,
No.
good, and evil is evil. You live a very evil, wicked, and perverse lifestyle, and the
You don't
evidence is before
realize.
all the viewers. All the viewers are looking at you right now. Tens of millions of people are looking at you, and they're saying, that dude is a man. They're not saying that you're a girl. I hate to,
You know what? I think these two, they represent an interesting dynamic because they're both the two extremes, right? One is saying something that makes no sense, which is I was born a human. Yeah, but I guarantee you still have an X and a Y chromosome. That's just there's nothing that we can do scientifically to stop you from being a biological male. Your DNA is still that of a man, right? With that being said, if he wants to live his life as a woman, I mean, more power to him. Who am I to say anything about it? And then but you can't say that I was not born a man. You were born a man. That's it. You're still a biological man, but you live your life as a woman. That's it. But on the other side of the extreme is a guy who's like, throw them back in the closet, lock the key. They're evil. They're perverse. I mean, I feel like this is how most arguments go, man. There's nobody that ever really kind of is just, you're right about this and wrong about this, but you're right about this and wrong about that. Everyone always takes these extreme stances, man, and I wonder why that is.
bust your bubble, but that's reality. Live in the real world. Live in the real world.
I'm a
with this
comedian.
fact.
I'm not evil. I'm a comedian. I'm not evil. First of all, okay? I'm not coming on here and calling you names and telling you what you are or not. That's on you to define yourself with. But you
The
are not
whole
going to sit here and
lifestyle
tell
that-
me
1 second,
what I
Tex.
am or am not.
1 second, Tex. Give her a chance to
You're not going
respond.
to sit here and tell me what I am or am not. I know who and what I am, and you do not define me, sir, nor
Okay.
does your God or anyone else. I define me. In this world, I define me.
Sure. So the whole pride movement within the LGBTQ community is that you guys are so full of pride.
You know what was also funny, man? I gotta find there was a pastor who used to talk like this, right? and it turned out he was a super gay guy. Like he was he was married, had kids, and in his off time, you know, was having sex with male prostitutes. It's or it's like those senators that get caught. They're anti-abortion until they get their mistress pregnant, and all of a sudden, well, just this abortion. That's it. I agree with this one.
And you guys are sitting there puffing yourself up. You're so arrogant, and you make everything being offensive and repulsive, and that you're superior amongst all of us that are normal. And that is wrong. That's full of pride, and that is evil. It is not good. And that is wrong. So the LGBTQ community is being exposed, that all the perversion is being shown. And this is why we get crazy news stories like this. This is why we get men sitting there trying to pretend to be a woman and playing a basketball like a Brittany Griner, who's actually a guy, it's not a woman.
You see what I'm talking about when I say too fucking extreme, man? Why would they Why would they bring this nigga on here, man? Come on now. Brittany Griner is just a big chick. Now she is a masculine woman, but from all indications, Brittany Griner was 100% born a woman. She just happens to be like 6'10", but she was, from all indications, she was born a woman. Jesus Christ, man. Come on, bruh.
You get these people out here jumping in the swimming pool.
Tex, that's not accurate. I'm not going to let you just go wild with misinformation here. Brittany Griner is a female.
The deception is what's being exposed. And so much so, in this case right here in prison, it's being exposed. It's all in due time. It's all in due time.
All righty. Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. We appreciate you.
All right, guys. So, man, that was an interesting one, I guess. I think we can all agree at the end of the day, everyone's going to agree with the fact. I would assume we would all agree that you cannot put people with dicks in a woman's prison, and vice versa. You couldn't put somebody with a vagina in a man's prison. You're asking for fucking trouble. At some point, man, who came up with that law? At some point, man, the common sense has to kick in, and we go, come on, that nobody said, man, that shit don't sound right.